welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. In the last episode, we have the same model and design of ship, slightly refined a little bit. That was the same one that, basically the same one that was sent way out here on this really crazy wide long orbit. And this one is being sent out here to Duna. And right now, we're not very far away from having left Kerbin. And it's time to see if we can't do something about bringing this closest approach down to something less than 16,476,000 kilometers. So, I'm going to drop a maneuver node right here at apoapsis. If I can get a proper view on it. Add a maneuver. Okay, let's hit that to keep open. Move it over here out of the way. Alright. So, let's see. First up, going to need some radial to widen things out a little bit, and some negative prograde. No, some positive prograde. The idea is to bring these close together over here for a minimal cost in fuel. Okay, closest approach is now 69,000 kilometers. Very, very good. Let's scale this down a bit. And see if we can refine this. 98, that was the wrong direction. Minus. Ooh, hey, how about that? For 1,486 meters a second in delta V, we have a Duna encounter in 175 days. And if I recall correctly, you see this ship has almost full fuel supply. 1,486 meters a second, and the current stage has 1,562. That means that this tank of fuel right here will get built to Duna. Now, granted, we're going to have to come up with another ship to get out there and serve to bring him back to Kerbin, but that's then and this is now. So, let's see here. Yes. Alright, so the first thing to do is to schedule this burn. And let's give a 3-minute warning. No, let's make it a 5-minute. Alright, now that burn is scheduled. And I didn't think to label Alright, this first one is the one we're after here, so let's go ahead and warp time ahead to apoapsis, get our burn on. Let's see if we can't get Bill on his way to Duna. We've got this ship that's headed way out here for its next maneuver, and this one will get out here to its apoapsis long before that one does. And then we'll set up, do a burn, and see if we can't put Bill on course for Duna. Time warping now at maximum speed. We're already at a pretty much perfect alignment. At least within the measuring capabilities of Kerbal instrumentation. Alright, we should start jacking down the time warp here. Stepping it down. There we go. Close alarm. And let's get lined up. We have a burn in 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And I'm betting that this burn is going to be long enough that I should probably start it up as soon as I'm lined up. Yeah, I'll bet you. Okay, let's test fire the engines to find out. Okay, 1 minute 31 seconds burn time. Go ahead and warp down to about T-minus 45 seconds and do this thing. Okay, 5 seconds out from the burn. And we're on the way. Okay, I guess we're not going to really have much to look at here. The big thing is that our orbit begins to match this dotted course. And will we have enough fuel in this stage? Frankly, it's looking like it's going to be pretty doggone close. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to manage it just barely. And I'm going to cut the engines and get ourselves aligned a little better. We've drifted off the node because SAS, contrary to what is advertised, does not hold you in position with the node anymore. Get our last 100 meters per second or so here. And by the way, if you can hear a noise in the background, I apologize for that. It is my fan. It is a very hot day today. And, well, let's just say that I honestly believe that if that fan dies, I might. It's that kind of hot, muggy, and miserable in here. But I'm trying not to let it stop me from getting some Kerbal Space Program recorded. Because, hey, we need our Kerbal fix. Okay. Kill a maneuver node, and we have an encounter in Duna. 106 days. Not bad at all. Duna periapsis 41,000 kilometers, but that can be adjusted as we get closer, say about here to the ascending node, which is NAN. I like that. That is about as perfect as it's ever going to get. So, I think, though, that this would be a good place, being reasonably a lot closer. This is a good place to go ahead and set down a maneuver and just set up 1 meter per second. Even though this says 102, I've put in 1. So anyway, it doesn't matter what I put in because I'm not going to keep it there. I'll adjust it once we actually get there. The main thing now is to delete the old alarm, add a new one. Duna fine tune, and let's give us about 10 minutes before the node so that we have time to set things up. Alright. And let's check our fuel status here. It has 53 liters of liquid fuel remaining, which means we will not jettison the thing just yet. There's 77 meters per second worth of fuel aboard, and that might just be enough for our fine tune. Although we're going to be using considerable fuel to get a capture at Duna. But then again, who knows? Maybe we can swing an aerobraking maneuver. In any event, it's time to time warp and get to that next maneuver. Which ship will get there first? Will it be the Duna ship with Bob, or will it be the unmanned robot ship on its way out here? Stay tuned and we'll find out. Meanwhile, I'm going to speed up the video because time warp isn't fast enough when you're going this far, even at 100,000x. Okay, I'm stepping down the time warp for a moment here because I've noticed something. We're coming in on a close approach to Duna. Oh, wait. That's in 204 days. Never mind. Our maneuver is over here in 96 days. Although I don't see our encounter anymore, so I guess it's a good thing there's a maneuver planned. In any event, we're back to time warp. Okay. Well, I'm actually going to have to look over the footage of this because I could have sworn that with a maneuver here, the closest approach was going to be here, not clear over there. Unless I managed to put this maneuver node on the wrong orbit and actually went around one time more than I needed to. This is entirely possible. In any event, let's see what we can do to bring this closest approach down. $2,648,000. I think it's safe to say that was too much at once. $1,224,000. $458,000. 61,000. Okay, let's step this down to just 1 meter per second at a time. And here's our encounter. 118 days from now. Alright. And that's assuming we're doing the burn of 78 meters per second in just a few minutes. So, we're 7 minutes and 45 seconds out from the burn. Let's get lined up. Okay, we're lined up, so let's time warp down to it. It's supposed to be a 3-second burn, which all things considered sounds about right. So we'll burn at T-2 and hope for the best. Alright. Back down to normal time. Burning. I believe that's just about right. Let's delete the maneuver node. We don't quite have an encounter, but I think we can fix that. Let's see. Okay. SAS off, RCS on, and let's have a little bit of reverse thrusters. Turn that off. No, forward thrusters. We have our encounter. Bring the Duna periapsis down while we're at it. "1,000 kilometers, Duna periapsis." We're in business. Alright, now we need a maneuver set up on the blue orbit line. Let's pop it right there. Just give it 1 meter per second just so that there's a maneuver there. And now we will add an alarm. 2 minutes warning. Close that. Close this stupid thing. Okay. And our next one, apparently, is going to be this one here, the unmanned ship, which was originally launched on a test flight and ended up being quite the surprise. So, let's get back into time warp and get to it. Yeah, this is getting close to apoapsis, and of course its velocity drops as it gets close to it, which means it takes longer to get there. But that's alright. Okay, time warp is coming down. It's time for this burn. Jump to ship and restore maneuver node. Close the alarm. Have our unmanned ship with most of its fuel still intact. Alright, let's have a look at our maneuver node. Okay, this was a placeholder burn. Just like the other one was earlier. Let's open this up, keep that open, and let's use a little bit of retrograde. We're going to set, if I can get a view of it that will let me do this, I want to set Moho as my target. Okay, how are we for in plane? Not bad. So we'll just concentrate on getting there. Alright. See, from way out here, it's not going to take much delta V to lower the periapsis to match with Moho. The big question is, can we get an encounter from clear out here? Well, I think we can. It's just how touchy is it going to be? We have a close approach. Separation 5 million kilometers. And it's getting bigger, so we'll flip the sign. And let's put in a little bit of outward. That's helping. Bringing it closer together. Separation is now 44,000 kilometers. Let's step these down to 1 meter per second increments. 62,000, okay, flip the sign, take that one back. We have a Moho encounter in 334 days. Alright, so let's do this burn. Get this thing lined up. Burn is in 27 minutes, so we've got plenty of time. All right. Time warping up to burn time. Whoops, overshot. Let's just burn it. I know there's going to be a mid-course correction in here, but that's all right. Got enough delta V in this stage for this burn, so that's not a problem. And bearing in mind, this is an unmanned ship, so it doesn't have to return, it just has to get there and land intact in some way. Alright, let's back off the main engines. Get back on our alignment. Let's just cut it right there. Kill that maneuver. Alright, we've got a close approach, 12,000 kilometers. For any other body, any other planet, 12,000 kilometers would be an encounter. Moho, on the other hand, is really small. So let's set up another maneuver right there, just inside the orbit of Eve. We'll give it 1 meter per second just as a placeholder. We'll add an alarm. Moho mid-course correction, and let's put in, say, a 20-minute warning. All right. Now, let us do the time warp again. Okay, time warp is stepping down. We're getting close. Jump to ship and remove and restore maneuver node. Okay, close the alarm. Let's get back out to our map. Reset Duna as target. We still have a perfect plane alignment. Duna periapsis, 1,000 kilometers. I think we're good to go pretty much the way it is. So, let's go ahead and just time warp ahead. Get closer in and review the situation when we get close to sphere of influence change. Okay. Duna periapsis is 4,000 kilometers. Not too bad, not too bad. And it's 7 hours away. Okay. Pop a maneuver at periapsis. Keep this open. And let's just plan a bunch of negative prograde. Let's see if we can turn this into an orbit. It looks like we will. Okay, for 1,000 meters a second we can do that. But what if, just what if here, suppose oh, that's the wrong direction. Suppose we just bring periapsis. Let's move the maneuver back here. And can we get... Oh, we don't want an Ike encounter. It looks like we may not have a choice. There we go. Duna periapsis 351. Alright, move this out of the way. Set this down to just 1 meter per second at a time. Duna periapsis 263. 132. 3. Okay, that's a little too close. 24. Alright, I can go with that. 24 kilometers. It will only cost us 195 meters a second. And we will do an aerobraking maneuver at Duna. Alright. 57 minutes out from the burn. Let's just go ahead and line up and do this thing. Alright, time warping in. I'm going to guess that it's going to be about 15 seconds worth of burn, so just a little less than T-minus 10, I will go ahead and start the burn. And right now. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on? Of course, it's empty. So we have to get rid of that. And now we're using our descent stage. Okay. Not a problem. We've got plenty of fuel on there. Oh, calm down, Bill. Everything's going to be fine. Alright. Close the maneuver node. Periapsis is 28 kilometers. Let's see if we can bring that down just a little more. 15. That looks good. Okay. If all goes well, Bill Kerman will be the first Kerbal to successfully aerobrake at Duna. How about that? Alright. Time warping in. Paying careful attention to where we are and how fast we're time warping. I think once we get inside the orbit of Ike, I need to take a view from the ship and fly the rest of it from there. Alright. Okay. Everything's looking good. We have 850 power. Oh, God, I wish that thing would quit jumping up on me. Alright. And we appear to be coming in equatorial. Inclination 173. Okay, we're coming in retrograde, but that's okay. It's not like we have to synchronize orbits with anything. Okay, let's have this up. We got time to periapsis is 15 minutes. As we get in a little closer, we'll have to back off the time acceleration and pull in the solar panels. Let's close them now. And getting closer. Things are looking good so far. Periapsis is still 15 kilometers. Even though it looks like we're headed straight for the planet. Okay. Let's see if we can point this bird retrograde, just in case. Of course, that may not be the best angle to use, but at least it will look better. Plus, I want to check out here. We need this to be curving around and turning into an orbit. We are 1 minute and 27 seconds from periapsis. The idea behind pointing retrograde is to be able to use a little additional braking, because this will be the very best place to do it if we're going to. Interesting terrain. Looks like a canyon here. A rather deep and unforgiving canyon. 46 seconds to periapsis, and I don't see a whole lot of change here. But it's changing a little bit, but not very much, and certainly not very quickly. Look at this. That's beautiful. That is great. Okay, Bill. You're 20 seconds from periapsis. Apoapsis is beginning to change. It might even turn into a positive number. Eccentricity is coming down, but not fast enough. We are, okay, it's time. Let's, we'll find, okay. Time to apply some braking, because it's now or never. We're not low enough in the atmosphere. I should have had that periapsis down to about 5 or 10, apparently. Eccentricity coming down a lot faster now. It is now below 1. We have capture. Alright. Cut thrust. Let's have a look at this situation. Oh boy, yes. Yes, yes, yes. So we can get Bob or Bill or whoever he is, get him out here to apoapsis and adjust the orbit a little bit and arrange to set him down somewhere here on the daytime side. He is climbing out. Apoapsis is still going down. We are definitely still getting some drag. At this point, we want to go ahead and climb out of the atmosphere, achieve an orbit, and then we can plan where to come down on purpose. You see, Bill, you didn't have to worry. I told you you'd get there fine. Bill really is not a traveling kind of guy. It makes you wonder why he became an astronaut in the first place. I blame Jeb. Peer pressure. In any event, so far, both missions are going extremely well. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.